Now, New Year's Eve is nearly upon us, and many of us are turning our minds to the year ahead. We've got top astrologer Marjorie here right now to give us her predictions for the year ahead. So, Marjorie, what's in store for us?
Well, what you want me to tell you is it's going to calm down and everyone's going to be happy and it's sunshine and roses, and it isn't, I'm afraid. There are good things coming up, but we are in quite a long period of planetary shift, and it's a bit like tectonic plates moving, and you have to stay adaptable. I think this is the year for counting your blessings, being resilient, and looking to see what's good. Now, the good things are that Jupiter is in Aries for the first 5 months, which is upbeat, adventurous, very much a kind of go-to energy. So that will keep everybody afloat. Somebody who knows sport better than me might tell me, because the UK is in for some very good news about February and March. And that usually is a sporting victory. And it's amazing how in the middle of the world falling about your ears, if people win something or their teams do, then everything feels better. Jupiter then moves into Taurus May for the rest of the year, which is indulgent. So there will be a little bit of extra to allow people to enjoy themselves. But there's always a huge but. Pluto is moving into Aquarius in late March. Pluto hasn't moved for 16 years. Think back to 2008. Arg. It moved into Capricorn, sign of money, the financial markets, and governments, and the great crunch happened. Pluto moves into Aquarius, hasn't been there for 250 years, which is a better energy because it's inventive, it's scientific, it's high tech. Pluto going into Aquarius can be quite enlightening, and it might help calm down some of the mush that's been around. There's been a lot of, as you well know, irrational beliefs, which there is no way that rational argument can shift. People dig in. Pluto moves into Aquarius and says, nonsense, you've got to look at this from a more sensible standpoint. So it will be useful for that. America broke away from the UK, from England, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius. So it is part of a great shift in history, as it were. There was a French Revolution, which came 20 years later. And if you remember back your history to that period, it was a time of a ferment of ideas. And I was very interested in what you were saying about the Tory party and government, and whether or not we're actually about to move into a different form of government, which is very Pluto in Aquarius, and not have the old two-party ding-dong kind of system. So there are some really interesting things coming up, but it will require resilience, resourcefulness, and straighten your spine.
Well, moving on from what's in store for the world, I'd like to know what's in store for me. I've heard that you can predict my future.
Well, which sign are you?
I am October. Libra?
Libra. Oh, yes. Lovely sign. My ascendant sign is Libra. Libra's, well, Jupiter in Aries, getting on very well with relationships, which is not only close partnerships, but also out in the world. Until May, and then more money coming in. May to early next year, lots more money and positive changes.
This sounds fantastic. Thank you very much. Better future for me than for the world. There will be hard work.
You're not going to avoid that.
Pity.
Now I'm a Virgo. I'm at the end of August. So that's what does that mean for me?
Well, I'm Virgo, so we're nicer to Virgos. We are nitpicky, it would have to be said, and critical, but good at staying practical. Now, where we are with Virgo is moving into a period of more success. Jupiter in Taurus from May onwards, expansive. You're going to be talking more, communicating on
more,
even more.
And the year after, even more successful. So not all wonderful. You'll be more serious. The one thing I didn't say early on, Saturn moves into Pisces in March for the rest of the year, and that will affect Virgos in particularly. Saturn is the planet of pragmatism. Get your feet on the floor, look to see how things are sorting themselves out, and be resolute about making it happen. One thing
Well, I was feeling like a bit of a skeptic, Marjorie, but if I'm heading for lots more money and lots more success in 2023, then I think you've got me converted. Thank you so much for that. That's a fascinating look to the year ahead.